Hi everyone, Simon here, and I'm sorry to say that I need to have a word with some of you who really need to stop looking at other people's balls, more specifically at the layouts on other people's balls. I've overheard a few conversations recently with one bowler looking at how another's ball is drilled, specifically where the pin is in relation to the fingers, and talking about getting theirs drilled the same. At the same time, I'm sure we've all seen regular posts on social media where a bowler has posted pictures like this, or like this, and then proceeded to ask questions like, "Hey guys, what layout is this?" Or, "I got my ball drilled like this, what's it going to do on the lane?" There is only one correct answer to either of those questions. I don't know. Without knowing the bowler's PAP or span and being intimately familiar with how they bowl, any other answer is just an assumption or a guess. But don't just take my word for it, let me give you an example. Let's open up the Layouts and Drillings tool in Tenpin Toolkit. We're in the dual angle category right now, and in the list of layouts, here's one I made earlier. So you might look at this and call it a pin-up layout. And in the selected drilling, John, the imaginary bowler, has a 5 over 1 up PAP. And let's suppose John has the latest and greatest hook in a box with a Hyper RQX V5 XL cover stock wrapped around a Megaspin 2000 Special Edition asymmetric supercore. He gets it drilled with this layout, takes it to league and immediately bowls a 900 series. So his buddy Dave comes along and says, "Cool, I want a 900 series too. So before I consider maybe practicing more or getting coaching, I'm going to buy that same ball and I want it pin up because that's what worked for John. 900, here I come." However, Dave's about a foot taller than John. He's more of a cranker, he's got a much bigger span, and as you'd expect, his PAP is completely different. So when we apply his drilling to the same layout, what happens? Things start to look a bit different. It's still the same layout, but you definitely wouldn't call it pin-up anymore. And if Dave had gone to his PSO and said, "Please drill this pin-up with the pin right here above the ring finger," this is not the layout he's going to get. He'd be looking at something completely different, which would have to be around here somewhere. You could argue that the whole concept of pin up and pin down is completely meaningless, since the pin position is so dependent on the bowler's PAP and span. So, you can't look at another bowler's balls, in particular the position of the pin in relation to the finger holes, which everyone seems to look at, and use that as any sort of indicator of where the same ball should be drilled for you. Maybe if they bowl very similar to you, have a similar span and a similar PAP, then maybe you can put the fingers in a similar place and maybe you get a similar reaction. But all those similars and maybes start sounding a bit fuzzy. If you see something you like in a ball reaction, and you believe it's down to the layout, and you believe the person bowling the ball is similar enough to you in terms of speed, rev rate, axis tilt and rotation, that the same layout might work well for you too, then you need to know the position of the core relative to the PAP to have any chance of it rolling the same for you. If you're just looking at the pin relative to the fingers, then you won't be getting remotely the same thing. So those are my thoughts on the subject, and I hope this has illustrated it well. But obviously if you feel differently about it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already got Tenpin Toolkit, please head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play, where you can download the basic version for free. There's more info on the website at tenpintoolkit.com, and don't hesitate to get in touch if you have any questions about the app. Thanks for watching, and bowl well.